Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Troy Fullerton with Bilingual Barrier Busters. I want to talk tonight about a problem that I've seen with some students learning to read Spanish. Particularly, I'm talking about simply pronouncing the words, even if they don't know what they mean. You can do that in Spanish. Spanish is a very phonetic language. They will move heaven and earth to make sure that everything stays absolutely a language in which what you see is what you say. Everything is written just like it is pronounced. Even the pattern of accents. If a word ends with a vowel, an N, or an S, the natural stress falls on the next to the last syllable. What if we don't want it to? Then we have to write an accent mark in. If a word ends with any other consonant other than N or S, the natural stress falls on the last syllable. What if we don't want it to? We have to write an accent mark in. If you want to know how many syllables you have, you count vowels or vowel blends. What's a vowel blend? Well, if we're not writing any accent marks in, a vowel blend is any vowel that appears with the letter I or the letter U. For the most part, with very few exceptions, Spanish consonants only have one sound, and when they do have more than one sound, as is the case with the letter G and the letter C, it's very predictable what sound they have by looking at what vowel follows it. Now, I just went through that brief explanation. There is a very in-depth explanation video on Spanish pronunciation on this website. However, there are some people who, even learning the system, they still have a hard time pronouncing words that they read, and that's a shame, because this should be one of the easier aspects of the language, certainly a lot easier than English. So what's the problem? The problem is we now have a lot of people who were never, ever taught to sound out words. They weren't really taught phonics. If they can read, they were taught to read with a whole word or some kind of a system in which they would look at the word and try to guess at what it meant. Whole language used to be the end-all and be-all of language instruction. Of reading instruction in the United States, and it left a lot of people without that ability. If that describes you, learn to sound out syllables one thing at a time. It really will work.